Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are checking out the Cursed Realm. That is right, guys. Within the Hellscape, we do have the Cursed Realm. So a lot of players were actually asking about this to get an updated guide when it comes to the Burning Brute. So Majestic did throw out an updated guide, which we're going to cover in a minute. I'm going to go through the teams that I'm running in here because I know a lot of players do not have a lot of the meta heroes. So I'm going to show you what I have in here and what I'm utilizing within here. First team is really the damage of Kren. So Kren is going to be able to lock this entire team back. Now looking at this formation, I am missing, kind of switched up a couple teams to, usually this team has Oden in here instead of Grez. Unfortunately, I had to use them for another team. Again, not having all of the heroes in here. Second team is reliant on the damage that a star does, as well as Lucretia. We have crowd control in here with Orthos and with Moriel, keeping this entire team together. This one, very specific on the damage that Flora is doing. Again, these heroes are not that built. Cetrina might die a little bit quick because I do not have her built. This one is a massive crowd control team. Now, actually, I had Oden in here, but I'm going to swap. Mahira is another real option to this crowd control team. That will actually give me a chance to just drop out Grez, and I can put Oden in here. We've been swapping out and kind of messing with a couple different formations. So the formation here looks pretty solid. So back to this one again, it is all crowd control, guys. Mahira crowd control. We have Leonardo in here for crowd control. Raku is our mage damage dealer. And Mishka, I wish we had the plus 60 engraving. I don't have a lot of heroes with engraving. Team 5 is the massive team right here based on Taylene. We have a ton of support in here. I got Helios to a plus 30 signature item, which I think is going to be pretty good in here because it's going to allow him to do a little bit of damage, but also some additional shielding. Then our final team, guys, of course, it is ruled by Scarlet. So looking in here, we're going to have Saurus in here for a little bit of a haste boost, but also the ability to keep this team alive. We have Rain in here to boost up our damage. Cecilia in here, I don't have her really built out that well, but she does a considerable amount of damage. Then, of course, Scarlet, guys, is going to be our main damage dealer. So we're going to run through this. We do have 10 attempts. That is right, guys, 10 attempts in total in here. Making sure that you use every single attempt. If you have a team that is scoring low, I would really recommend running that team probably 2 or 3 times. Really see if it is just the RNG factor that is keeping the team from really performing well, or if it is truly a deficit that you have within here. Like I said, guys, a big shout out to Majestic. We're going to check out his guide in just a minute. A lot of players have been asking over on YouTube for it. So I definitely want to get it out there to you. A lot of players have said they've went up, 10%, 15%, 20%. Absolute insane how far some of the players can really pull the damage in here when it comes to these Cursed Realm battles. So out of the last one, I did pick up some Stargazer cards. I believe I got some time emblems. I think I might have got one time emblem as well. So the benefit to pushing this, not only that, is the engraving mats, guys. This is one of the only place I know it's every 7 days, but to get a decent amount of engraving mat short of, let's say, the Misty Valley, it takes a lot, guys. There are a lot of engraving mats that you need to really make this work. This one really relying on the crowd control here of Orthos. Remember, if heroes are within Orthos's aura, for a certain amount of time, they actually get frozen. Now, every time that I've ran this, I've lost Lucretia, and I've lost her really early in here. So I'm hoping to keep her alive right there. She just gets a little bit of life leech, allowing her to stay up. It looks like Damon is almost down, but I think we got her to a good spot that she's going to be able to get through this. And again, guys, Orthos just sitting here right in the middle. We have Moriel pulling everyone together. We have a star raining damage and healing onto our targets, which is awesome. We have Damon right here in the back, just doing, of course, what Damon does. So it looks like this is going to be a very solid attempt here. Lost Damon right there, but that's okay, guys. We only got 20 seconds left. A star is going to ult. Raining healing on us is exactly what she's doing. And then keeping everyone together with that damage that we're doing. 5 seconds left. Pretty good on that one. This one, another one, I feel like I need to figure out how to keep this team alive. You can see Iran died in the first 20 seconds. I know we have Entendre built. I know Flora is really built. Cetrina is not. So Flora is kind of raining down a ton of stuff on our heroes here. But look at Entendre, guys. Look at the marks. We have marks up everywhere from Entendre, which, you know, we call her the Maul or Isolde. Very difficult to kill. And because of that, she can stay up a considerable amount of time. Looks like this is working out pretty well. Citrana definitely needs to be a little bit built. Scarath we do have built, and Iran as well. This one, the crowd control formation, we are basing this, guys, on Mahira being able to ult, Khazard being able to ult, and the team essentially killing themselves out. Doesn't look like this is going to be a very good attempt. And this is where the RNG comes in, guys. We've talked about the RNG with these battles a lot. So even there, 179 million, not too much on that one. And here, again, I buffed up Helios. I did this one other attempt. Helios had a plus 10 signature item, ran them all the way up to that plus 30 signature item, hopefully adding a little bit of the survivability in here. Last time we tried this, we died out relatively quick. I do have to get Helios with that engraving. The plus 30 and the plus 60 engraving is really big for him. But in addition, getting him up to the ascended level will allow me to put the furniture that we're sitting on for him, again, increasing his viability. Really, the support aspect of him comes from the furniture and the engraving. You know, really maxing him out is a really beneficial point to this. And look at all of the heroes just kind of hanging around together. Aziz with the Feeble Mind continues to bring them in. We can see even there as he is burning them down. This is the RNG, guys. Scarlet is just the RNG rain of fire that we have here. The Scarlet Rose combination, nobody knew when she was released exactly how much damage she would do. Now, with this, guys, the Burning Brutes bubble does mitigate a significant amount of damage. But the big thing here, guys, is Scarlet is so powerful. She will just burn through it. She will burn through the damage of the bubble, which, again, that wasn't the best attempt. 5.1, which is a new record, putting us at 3%, guys. If we could stay at 3%, look at the Stargazer cards. I know we still have 4 days left, but look at the time emblem. So that's a pretty good chance. Still have 8 challenges left. We're going to go ahead and do those, but let's go ahead and we'll look at the guide. All right, so here is the guide. I'm going to put a link down below so you guys can check it out. Again, big shout out to Majestic for putting up these guides. He breaks it down really. This is 1 star, meaning this is the best possible teams that you can utilize in here. Looking at the formations, I do not have Ascended or I do not have Awakened Taylene. I do not have Zafriel. So that is the reason I kind of picked and choose and swapped out some of the teams that I had within there because I didn't have enough of the heroes. Now, as you continue to look down, for instance, this Team 4, I actually use a couple of variations. This was the one that I was using, which actually takes out Zafriel. It puts in Oden, and then you get a swap for Damon in the first team. So you can kind of mix and match and see what is going to work. Now, with this guide, there is a very, very good breakdown to what you need. Team 1 needs Mortis, plus 20 signature item, and Kren plus 30 signature item. So those are the requirements, guys. If you do not have those as a minimum within the Cursed Realm, it is going to be very detrimental to the damage that these teams are going to do. Team 2 uses the signature item of Orthos for massive crowd control. All heroes should have a high investment. Damon, a star, damage reduction, which the damage reduction from a star comes from her shielding ability, but also the plus 60 engraving, which I do not have. And she also does a big amount of damage. Ultimate does so much damage at the end of the battle. They'll be close together, just raining fire on everyone. Team 3 relies on Awakened Taylene, which again, guys, I do not have the Awakened Taylene. Might have to break down and build her because I know she is falling in a lot of different groups, which is the reason why my heroes are dying out fast, is because Awakened Taylene does provide a shield. That is right, guys. Especially Lorzen as well has a 9 of 9 shield. If you have his furniture, I do not. Again, he's another hero that we do have to build. So Team 4, permanent CC with so Raku can obliterate the enemies, guys. Mishka's engraving plus 60 boost damage. Zafriel is not 100% needed. You can switch it for Frampton or Mahira. That is what we did in this formation because I do not have Zafriel, so we put Mahira in there. Leonardo 9 of 9, of course, gives you that 45% bonus, and then Khazard gives the duration for the crowd control by that 60%. Team 5, we see right here on the end uses part of the God team comp, Helios and Silas. Every time that she ults, her damage scales of the remaining shield, even though stat can increase, Helios increases her shield, so it increases her damage. So that is the benefit of having Helios built, but I don't have him built. Then, of course, guys, the RNG boss team. The boss normally doesn't take damage from outside the sphere. Scarlet is just too OP, just like he says here. Using Saurus and Cecilia in the formation. Scarlet will use Saurus copies for additional energy. Cecilia drops enemy damage, giving more energy to the team, which is awesome. Rain, of course, for the massive buff in there, guys. So again, I'm going to put a link to the guide down below. He goes into Team 2, some variations of utilizing Ainz in here with Torn, which we have seen a couple other times. And again, this is kind of a secondary formation dependent on who you use is really the big thing here. So you can actually try, 3 or 4 times, swap out a couple of heroes, try a couple more times to eliminate some of the RNG that you have in there. Then, of course, he has Team 3, which is the relatively low investment team. You don't see any you don't see very many of the Celestials and Hypogeans in here, especially being built out to an extreme. But guys, with 3 selections in here, breaks down exactly how this should be read by Barboon Ice. Again, I know a lot of players wanted me to cover this, so I absolutely wanted to cover this so you can continue making your progression within the Cursed Realm. It is the Burning Brute, guys. We have 4 more days left. So again, a big shout out to Majestic for putting out these guides, updating it in here with Scarlet, updating it with some of the new heroes. Going to be interesting if Fane actually makes it into any of these formations. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.